The nation's top media executives are demanding stronger protection for journalists at a press freedom inquiry today. The Parliamentary Joint Committee on Intelligence and Security will spend the day investigating the power of police and intelligence agencies on press freedom in the wake of recent raids. News Corp executive Campbell Reid has told the inquiry media freedom laws are vital as companies move further into their digital space.
We don't think that it's confusing in the modern era to differentiate between real journalism and fake or fraudulent or uncaring things pretending to be journalism. We are who we are. We've gone from legacy to digital, and we think as we take our responsibility with us, we should also take our freedoms with us.
The package of law changes that we are seeking will put a stop to the creeping secrecy that shrouds Canberra. Some may want this inquiry to paint this inquiry as only being about national security and intelligence. That's not the case. This is about the public's right to know. It's about important matters that government doesn't want Australians to know about.
Shadow Attorney General Mark Dreyfus spoke to Sky News, saying the right committee is looking at the issue of press freedom, but the government needs to go further.
I think there's a problem with the way that the government's been approaching this. I think there's a problem with the government not being prepared to rule out prosecuting journalists simply for doing their job. And I'm concerned, Laura, that we don't seem to have, even now, from the submissions that the government departments have made to this inquiry, any acceptance by the government that there actually needs to be some change.
Let's get the latest now from our reporter Caroline Marcus, who is at that inquiry in Sydney.
A coalition of media outlets, including News Corp, which owns Sky News, Nine and the ABC, are calling on the federal government to overhaul laws that affect the way journalists operate, describing a creeping secrecy shrouding Canberra. Among the executive's demands, they want the right for media organisations to be able to contest warrants aimed at journalists, freedom of information reform, and an exemption for journalists from laws that could see them thrown in jail for doing their jobs. The inquiry is being held by the Parliamentary Joint Committee on Intelligence and Security, which is looking into the powers of police and intelligence agencies and their impact on a free press. The catalyst for the inquiry were raids by the Australian Federal Police on the home of News Corp journalist Annika Smethurst and the ABC's Sydney headquarters in June, sparked by separate stories based on leaked classified information. The inquiry continues in Sydney today with a second hearing to be held in Canberra tomorrow. It will report back in mid-October.